What is up? I am back. Week 2 of my realistic Texans franchise until the drop of Madden 24. And if you weren't here for last video, we went off in a 40-20 win. CJ Stroud throwing for 318 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and Dameon Pierce on 26 carries had 134 yards and 1 touchdown. But these two were going off for me all game. Robert Woods obviously having the 2 touchdowns, but that doesn't subtract from the yards that John Mechie had. Now, this week we will be going against the Denver Broncos, my beloved favorite team in the NFL. But it is going to be a much harder challenge to go up against their defense. Luckily, last game with Jonathan Taylor, we were able to kind of hold them enough to where in the second half they couldn't run the ball. And checking for any injuries, it does look like Wallow did get a back strain in practice. Any other injuries? Any other notable injuries? No. So that's good. We didn't get any upgrades from the game, but we will get an upgrade from that. And neither of these guys are starting, so I'm not going to worry about going in and upgrading them. So let's just hop into this game. And the question will be, can we score on this defense? That's going to be the big factor in this game. The offense, I feel like we can hold them as long as we can score on their defense. Patrick Surtain, one of the young stars in the NFL, hopefully one of the best corners in the game in his career. I hope that one day he is the best. It does look like Russell Wilson went off in week 1 though. So hopefully we can hold him from doing that against us. And just like last game, we ought to go set the adjustments. And let's see what this offense can do against us. They do have Javonte Williams in the backfield. And I completely missed the tackle. And he breaks the tackle from Jimmy Ward and goes for a 20-yard gain. That was 100% on me missing that tackle. I would have had him right at the line of scrimmage. And Russell Wilson decides he's going to keep it on the offense, but it doesn't pay off, and Desmond King will take this all the way. That is exactly the start that this team needed on defense, because we don't know how we are going to play against their offense. So hopefully that's what we can keep up throughout the game. Alright, so right back out on the field our defense goes. I don't know if he's gonna make a decision like that again. If we can make him fumble like that, I'm okay with him making that decision though. We just gotta make him fumble. So we are going to come out in man. See how this works out. I think this is going to be a pass, but I could be wrong. No, it's a jet sweep to Jerry Jeudy. who I think is going to have a breakout year this year, have Sean Payton as the coach. It looks like Russell Wilson is losing weight and getting more fit for this season in this offseason. So hopefully, with Sean Payton as head coach, Russell Wilson and Jerry Jeudy can be a top duo in the NFL. And Cortland Sutton is able to come back and get the ball, which puts him on our side of the field. That wasn't zone. Let's see if, like I said, every offense is different. It's gonna work out differently, and he throws it away. Someone that I think we might have to replace in this offseason, that was Christian Kirksey, and that's strictly based on his age right now, and Javonte Williams just breaking tackles. Hopefully, this next season, that's what he does. Is able to break tackles and gain yards. That is all I want him to do this season. And Russell Wilson takes it himself for 6 yards. I might have to start containing him. The thing is, I really don't want to, on the other hand, because if he does get outside the pocket, maybe we get the chance to make him fumble like we did on that first drive. 3rd and 2. And Javonte Williams takes it all the way up to the 7-yard line. He is averaging over 10 yards a carry right now. That is insane. And I'm hoping that the schedule for releasing videos, I can get at least a video a day, if not every other day. I do have a pretty tight work schedule, so like I said, hopefully that's what I'm shooting for, but we'll see. 1st and goal. It is a screen, but unlike last game, we are actually able to tackle him. I think that was actually for a loss, not sure. And it looks like they're in a run offense, but I could be wrong. And it is a play action. And he just overthrows everybody. It's not what the Broncos are looking for, but that's what I'm looking for. So, see if we can hold them on 3rd and goal. And if you weren't here for last video, once we get up by 3 scores, I will start simming until they get back within a score. Just to prevent me from just blowing out a computer team. I am playing unrealistic sliders though, so I don't know how often that's going to happen. It did end up happening. I think it was middle of the 3rd quarter last game. Hopefully, though, we have some good quality games. We have a challenge, playing on all Madden, realistic sliders. And I'm playing with the Texans. I mean, it is the Texans. I love the direction they're going, but I don't think we are quite there right now. So CJ Stroud coming out for his 2nd NFL game. Last week, if they were watching film, we started out running the ball 1st down every time. So we're going to start off with a play action. And John Mechie is wide open. There was no one around him until he caught that ball. That's what we want to see. So we're going to give Devin Singletary his 1st run of the game. See if we can get anything. And Devin Singletary breaking off for a 14-yard run on his 1st carry of the game that is what we want to see. My question is where do we need to improve offensively? We now have our franchise quarterback. I do believe I'm going to keep Dameon Pierce as our running back of the future. I feel like what we need is a better offensive line because Dalton Schultz at tight end, he's also fairly young. The only other thing is we need a star number one receiver. That's the only thing I could think of. But I mean, even then, our receivers have been showing up for me. And I appreciate that because you look at the Texans receiving core, you don't really see any big names, anybody that you're like, I really don't want to face him that week. But they are showing up for me, despite being one of the lower receiving cores in the league. So I think throughout this franchise, unless I see like someone like Nick Bosa, that's another thing. Defense definitely needs built up, but as far as offensively, I mean, unless I see a Nate, there he is. I really need to pay attention to where he is at all times because he will do stuff like that. I thought he was open, thought I could put it behind him, didn't work out. But unless I see like a big name like Nick Bosa is on the defense, I think I'm gonna try and just really just upgrade through free agency drafts. Try and like really build those positions of need. And where I was going with the big names is like obviously we have a running back, but if we get like Josh Jacobs or Austin Eckler in free agency, I'll take it. Or like we have Dalton Schultz. Unless I see like George Kittle, Travis Kelce, someone like that, I'm probably going to stick with Dalton Schultz. But I'm hoping we can get a big name receiver, hopefully in free agency. I want to keep our draft picks, but I'm hoping some big names pop up in free agency. Shaquille Griffin. Even though I trust Derek Stingley, so I'm gonna keep him there. It seems like man is working better against this offense, so I'm gonna stay in man. And Jerry Jeudy, he just told my corner to get off. Let's see what they come out 1st and 10. It does help that we only held them to a field goal last drive. Means we're still up. But we do get roughing the passer here, and that's going to hurt against Chase Winovich. I'm going to try zone here. I'm really hoping they don't get a big gain because that's what happened last time we were in zone. But who knows? Maybe it was just a play. As it works there, they only get 2 yards. So on 2nd and 8, where are they looking to go now? Pass on the ball. And he throws it out to the tight end to get a gain of 3, bringing up 3rd and 5. Can we hold them to another field goal or, possibly get an interception? Or a fumble. We did score on that fumble on the first drive. Can we just get a turnover here? That would be great. And Cortland Sutton takes it all the way down to the 4-yard line. It's not what we're wanting. It looks like they're going to pass it. or not pass it. It looks like they're going to run it, but they do pass it. And Russell Wilson off target throws the incomplete pass, bringing up 2nd and goal. I do believe they are going to run it here. And we do get Williams for a loss of 2, bringing up 3rd and goal. Can we hold them to at least another field goal here? That's what I want to see, is holding them to another field goal. See where they go. 3rd and goal. And Russell Wilson just throws it over everybody's head. And it looks like they're going to have to settle for another field goal. Maybe we can possibly get a block. That would be nice. And we do not. But we retain the lead. We're still up 7-6. And we really need to go without a turnover this drive. We need to get up by 2 scores. So returning the kick. We get it up to the 23-yard line. And we're going to let CJ Stroud kind of shake off the interception, get his nerves out, run the ball here. And Devin Singletary cuts and gets a gain of 8 yards. So now, on 2nd and 2, we're going to run it again. We only got 2 yards to gain. We're going to hand it off to none other than Dameon Pierce. And he gets up for the 1st down, just barely. And we really need to get him going, so I'm going to hand it off to him again. He has 1 yard on 4 attempts. And he gets another yard. So 2nd and 9, I'm trying not to get a 3rd and long, so I'm going to pass it. And I almost throw another pick. Thankfully, the defense drops it, but that does bring up a 3rd and long. And Pat Surtain is on the right side of the field, so we're going to target Mechie here, get the completion, and that gets us to the Broncos side of the field. So now that we are back to 1st down, I'm going to show Russell Wilson I do it better. See if we... There you go. And I get 2 yards, but I didn't fumble. That's all I got to say is I did not fumble. And Dameon Pierce gets choked up at the line. Only gets us about 3 yards, so it brings up a 3rd and 6. And Mechie, and he gets all the way down to the 5. Alright, all we need to do is not get a turnover. That's all I'm asking this offense for. So I'm going to hand it off to Dameon Pierce. And again, he can't get anything. But I do believe in him. So we're going to hand it off again. And he does get into the end zone on that play. That's what we needed. Bounce back from that turnover. Get a touchdown. All because of John Mechie getting us down the field. First on that 3rd and long. And then taking that slant all the way to the 5. So we are kicking it off. And it looks like they will not return it. And Javonte Williams averaging 8 yards a carry right now. That is what's hurting us. It hurt us last week. It's hurting us this week. Is that running back. Whether he's coming from out of the backfield or he's running it, both Javonte Williams and Jonathan Taylor are hurting us. It's about where Jonathan Taylor was last week at this time of the game. Hopefully we can do what we did last week, make it to where they have to pass the ball. We were able to get an interception when they started passing the ball last week, so hopefully we can do that this week. But as of right now, Javonte Williams averaging like 10 yards a carry now. I'm not liking this run defense. I think this defensive line is definitely going to have to be one of the first things we build up because we're getting no pressure and we can't stop the run. And that definitely needs to change. So let's see what they do. 1st and 10. They do pass it. And I miss the tackle again and they get the first down. But like I said, this team is definitely going to be more of a challenge than our week 1. Thankfully, unlike the Colts, we only play the Broncos. I was trying to bait him into that. Christian Kirksey's he's just too slow, though. But like I was saying, thankfully, instead of like the Colts, we do not play these guys twice a year. We beat the Colts by 20, and Russell Wilson fumbles it again, and it looks like we might take it all the way again. That is what's hurting this Broncos offense is Russell Wilson fumbling it. And Derek Stingley takes it back all the way. And you know my rule, that puts us up by... Wait, never mind. I take that back. It only puts us up by 2. So this Denver offense really needs to come up with something this next drive if they want to maintain this game and stay in it. Because that is now 2 defensive touchdowns off of Russell Wilson fumbling the ball. Now, I am okay with that. But for them to stay in this game, they really need to stop that. And yet again, they do not return the ball. Now with 3 minutes remaining in the second, down by now 15 points. Where are they looking to go with this ball? And they do pass the ball. And they get the completion. He breaks the tackle, gets the first. And they're coming out. Looks like they might pass it. That they do. And he drops the ball. Jimmy Ward able to break that up. And 2nd and long, you got to think they're down. Yep, and they're passing it. And I'm able to get the tackle, but he does pick up the first down. We really need to get some pressure on this offense. So I am sending a blitz. And we get a strip sack, and yet again, Russell Wilson fumbles the ball for the 3rd time in just the first half. It wants us to full-on pass this ball. And I can't agree more. That's what got us down the field last time. We just have to pay attention to where Pat Surtain is. I really don't want to test him too much this game. He's the one that got the pick on us here. And we get a completion to Dalton Schultz, putting us into the red zone. CJ Stroud learning real quick. Can't create too many turnovers on offense. He only had 1 last game. So far, he only has one this game. He's playing smart. And Jordan gets it all the way down to the 10. There's no need for us to call a timeout. There's under a minute left. And he goes to roll out and gets it to John Mechie for the touchdown. That's John Mechie's first touchdown in his career and first touchdown on the season. And that is just, if you see that pressure in his face and then see how accurate he threw that ball, that is a phenomenal throw. But now we are up by 3 scores. So we're going to go by possession. And back in the game if they get within a score. It does look like they got a field goal before half. So, but we score a field goal back. So that maintains our 3 scores. And they punt it back to us. It is now middle of the third quarter. What can we do? And we throw an interception to Kareem Jackson. And Denver does get a touchdown off of it, but they're not quite 1 score away. Can this offense bounce back? Yes, they do, with a touchdown of their own. Now, only 5 minutes left in the game, and Denver scores a touchdown. I don't see the point in getting back in. It's 2 scores with a minute and a half left. And we miss a field goal. So what does Denver do off of this? They throw an interception to Desmond King, and he returns it for 66 yards. And that's game. Russell Wilson and turnovers is what cost them this game. Fumbling it 3 times in just the first half. And that crucial game-ending interception. That was huge. So we are now on a 2-game win streak. My goal for the season was 7. And we face the Bears next week. So did we get any players of the game? We'll see once it's done. We did get a weekly award. Who was it? Desmond King had an interception, a fumble recovery, and a touchdown along with 9 tackles. And he is doing that from our corner 3 position. So if we look at the mock draft, we do have Cleveland's pick as well this year. As of week 3, it has us picking number 18 and number 29, going a free safety and a right tackle. I agree with the right tackle. I don't know if I agree with the free safety. We do have a decent safety. We got a breakout linebacker. Will Anderson has a chance for a breakout. So hold the Bears to less than 250 total yards, or get Will Anderson an interception, a fumble, tackle for loss, or a sack. That could be a huge breakout, because remember, he's not on my focus players for weekly training because he is already an 81. Desmond King does want to come back. He is 27. I don't have any other players on here that I would want to sign back, so I will offer him I'll probably offer him a 2-year, and he does agree to that. So because I don't have anyone else to sign, then I will have 48 million rolling over into free agency. And when it comes to the Bears, I think we can hold their offense. They do have a decent defense. They do have Roquan Smith. Honestly, I retract my statement because I did forget that they do have DJ Moore. So see what player upgrades we have. George Little, he's never going to see the field unless we have injuries. Not going to go in and personally do it. But we're going to go set our regional scouting. We have it for running back, middle linebacker. I'm going to have it. I mean, they scout middle linebacker. They got to know something about outside linebackers. And again, if they defensive line's defensive line. Okay. Nothing here. So I'll just keep it at what they know. And again, nothing here, so I'm going to keep it at what they know. So if we look at league leaders right now, John Mechie is number 3 for receiving. And that's about it. But I do like the first 2 weeks in CJ Stroud's career, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for 609 yards. Rushing, Dameon Pierce, he didn't have that great of a game rushing last week, but it's alright. It's alright. He does have 9 broken tackles in 2 weeks, though. Devin Singletary, doing alright. He's only our 3rd down back, so I don't expect too much. But yeah. So, because we were able to sim it decently early, I'm going to hop in to another game for this video. And as far as how many games I'll do a video, it really all depends. If it's a really long game, really close the whole game, probably be a game of video. If it's like last game, we were able to get up super early and sim it, maybe 2. When it comes to the off season, do all the free agency and the draft all in one video. But yeah. And we start off kicking the ball to their offense. This time I do not want Justin Fields being the one running it. So instead of last game I was like, oh, we'll let Russell Wilson run it. I'm not letting Justin Fields run it. Because he could easily cut our defense up. He is one of the best scrambling quarterbacks in the league. And I believe he could end up being one of the best quarterbacks in the league, like total, if he could sharpen up his passing game. And I guess that in free agency, the Bears picked up Ezekiel Elliott in this franchise. So definitely a scary run offense. And Justin Fields manages to scramble and get 5 yards, but that gives them the first down. I'm going to send a little bit of pressure here. And we get a big hit on Ezekiel Elliott. Makes him only get 2 yards. And I'm really trying to get Will Anderson this breakout scenario. Ooh, I went for the interception. Didn't get a single animation, and that causes Chase Claypool to get the touchdown. That is horrible. That was all because we didn't get an animation. I'm kind of upset about that. Desmond King had the interception last week. I would have thought he would have at least tried to go up for that. I guess not, though. So, because they score on that first drive, we're going to have to score on offense, but they do have a decent defense. That was a really short kick. Allows us to get all the way up to the 29. And we're going to start this drive off with a run. See how... I really want to get Dameon Pierce going. So this time we are handing it off to Devin Singletary. And he is able to get up to the 34 to make it a 3rd and 5. And so we're going to pass the ball now. And hopefully we get some blocks. Did he get his feet in? I feel like he got his feet in on that. We go back, look at the replay. Oh, he didn't. That hurts because that means we go 3 and out on the first drive. But it gives Will Anderson another shot. And Herbert just shrugs me off on that first tackle. Okay. This could be a QB draw, it could be a pass. I'm going to be right here just in case. And DJ Moore does exactly what I was trying to do. Get behind that corner, get the catch. I'm going to try and make... This offense is tearing up our defense. I think this is going to be a very hard game. I'm also going to make it to where if I get down enough to where it's going to be pretty much impossible to come back, then I'm also going to sim it. I'm trying to keep these videos from getting too long. Also, if it's to a point where it's impossible for me to come back, then there's no point. It's also no point to keep playing on the offensive side if I'm just going to blow out their defense. So that's why I make those rules. It's something that, you know, if you go watch Dreaded Cousins, me and James, it's something, when we do a franchise, it's a rule we make, because if we don't do that, we end up either losing by 60 or we win by 60. And it's just kind of a rule we make to kind of shorten the games and make it a little bit more of a realistic score. Because, I mean, we're looking at stats. Obviously, it's not realistic if our quarterback were to throw for 1,000 yards in one game, you know. It's just something something we do. And somehow he comes down with that. Two corners draped all over. Yeah, I want a booth review on that. I don't know, wasted a challenge on that. Oh yeah, his foot's clearly out of bounds. That's that's getting overturned. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, we hold him to a field goal. Yeah, I wouldn't have wasted a challenge on that, but I'm glad that they reviewed it. Okay, we need something on this drive. We can't let them just keep scoring and us do nothing, so can't afford to stall out. We can't afford to go 3 and out. Can't afford having a turnover. We need something. And we do get the ball up to the 25. I don't know who their kicker is, but he's not even getting it to the end zone. Yeah, we have 5 total yards right now. And Devin Singletary getting up to the 32, making it a 2nd and 3. And it looks like he's having a better game the last 2 games. So we gotta just keep feeding him. Gets it up to the 39, gets us the 1st and 10. I am gonna try and get this passing game going, because I feel like when we get that going, it's good. And he does hit John Mechie, and we get it all the way up to their 41-yard line. It's a gain of 20 yards. Try and give this to Damian Pierce again. He just hasn't been able to get anything going since week 1. Maybe play action here. And we do get the completion. I believe that's to Noah Brown. But it is Noah Brown. But props to CJ Stroud for being able to get that throw off. On the run with pressure in his face. He's really shown that he can throw under pressure, seeing as last game, the throw he made, and then just that throw was huge. Yeah, but there is a penalty, and it's going to be holding on us. So that brings up a 2nd and 20, which really means we need to get some yards back. And I cannot get it to him. I tried to high point it, didn't work. 3rd and 20, pretty much 3rd and goal, because the first down is the 1-yard line. So let's see if we can get something here. And he gets open. Robert Woods in the end zone. That gets us a touchdown. We're only down by 3. And we do nail the extra point. I need to stop speaking too soon. Last time I did that, I missed a field goal against the Colts. So let's just not speak too soon and miss field goals. We need to do exactly what I did there and make it. Now we need to hold their offense here. I'm hoping, I really want Will Anderson to get this breakout because that'd be insane. And he just is breaking tackles. I don't know if our defense has some off the field distractions, but they're just not able to tackle right now. See what they do here, and they run up the middle. I kind of went to the outside there just so he couldn't cut it out. Brings up a 2nd and 3. We've yet to hold their offense. So let's see if we can do that here. And we are able to get a loss of a yard, bringing up a 3rd and 3. So hopefully we can hold them here on this 3rd down. And Chase Claypool is kind of going off right now. He has their touchdown. I don't know how he made that grab. Need Justin Fields to try and scramble and just get Will Anderson like a sack or a tackle for a loss. But for now, he gets that completion, brings them in our red zone. I do think the Bears will have a good season this year. I think Justin Fields has a great offensive surrounding cast now. They got him the lineman. No animation again. Dang. Darnell Mooney gets a touchdown. But he has the lineman now. He has his star receiver in DJ Moore. I think he will have a breakout season. I think the Lions and the Bears could be the top 2 in the division. Call me crazy. I think it could be Lions, Bears, Vikings, Packers in that division. I don't think Jordan Love is going to do as good as everyone is hyping him up to. I think Packers are last in the division, possibly a top 5 pick in the draft. But I'm really hoping Fields has his breakout season. He showed what he could do with a good surrounding cast in Ohio. Obviously, it's college, not NFL. There's the argument that they're having with Bryce Young right now about what they can do in college versus what they can do in the NFL. But I truly think he is going to be a better quarterback than what most people assume. And I'm hoping he does. I'm a Broncos fan. I'm hoping that this kid has success in the NFL. And Dameon Pierce is able to start getting stuff going. Has 15 yards now. Another person I hope to see have a breakout year, I'd say I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say breakout year, but I hope to see the Eagles do just as good. I like Jalen Hurts. I like A.J. Brown. I think the Titans definitely did A.J. Brown dirty. He definitely deserved to get paid, and he showed that on the Eagles. I don't know how he didn't come down with that catch. But I think, honestly, Eagles games this last year, with them being this good, were really entertaining. And we get Dalton Schultz on that corner. If there's anybody that you guys think will have a breakout season or you want to see have a breakout season, or even just, like I just said with the Eagles, just someone you want to see do just as good, put it down in the comments. Share your thoughts. And John Mechie in the end zone again. And do we make... no, we don't make the field goal. So we're still down by 4. I think Anthony Richardson is going to have a good season. A bunch of people are questioning his accuracy.
But I think he's gonna have a good season. He has Michael Pittman. He has honestly a really good offensive line. Quentin Nelson on the line. He's got Jonathan Taylor, Alec Pierce going into his second year. I think Anthony Richardson will have a good season. I think he'll be top 10 in quarterback rushing yards. I think he'll be a top 20 quarterback. I mean, I guess that doesn't say too much, but for a rookie, that's a rookie, I should say, a rookie that people are so concerned about, that says a lot. So I think he'll be a top 20 quarterback. Bryce Young, I mean, everything about his height. It's kind of getting old at this point. I don't think it'll affect him like people say. I mean, yes, defenses are better in the NFL than they are in college, but the whole issues with his height behind his line, he played with the same offensive lineman in college as far as height wise. I'm not saying skill wise, but height wise, he played with the same height players. NFL players throughout the years get better, but that doesn't mean that they get 6 inches taller. So I think Bryce Young will be just fine. I am concerned about his supporting cast, though. It's not the greatest. They just got rid of DJ Moore, their number one receiver. Um, I don't really know where they're. I don't really know where the Panthers are going right now and what they're trying to do. But I mean, hopefully, hopefully he has good enough people around him to succeed. Man, we really can't stop this offense. And who do you guys think will have the biggest turnaround, like team wise? I think it'll be the Broncos. They went from a bottom five team to they got for the positions in their draft. They drafted very well. They added Sean Payton as their coach. Um, we no longer have Fumble Gordon, and we didn't really. The only thing we did on defense was add people. So our defense will again be a top defense. Um, I think the Jags will probably win their division. It's not too much a competition for them. But I think something that a lot of people aren't considering, I think the Ravens will win the division, possibly get the 2 seed. I don't think they'll beat out the Chiefs for the 1, but I think they could get the 2 seed. Lamar's back and healthy. Just signed a big contract. They now have Zay Flowers and Odell Beckham on their offense. Finally got him some weapons. I think I don't know what that was. Madden needs to fix their game. Yeah, I think Madden needs to fix their game. I think this offense for the Ravens is going to be a lot better than anyone has seen since Lamar has been drafted. And again, we just cannot do anything. I think Odell Beckham will get comeback player of the year. And because we were so far back, that get it already in field goal range. Our defense is just getting destroyed this game. We do have 2 first-round picks, though. So I wouldn't mind giving up one of them to get someone on this defensive line or just defense in general that can get some pressure. Because quarterbacks are just having way too much time. We can't stop the run. And Justin Fields. Holy crap. But wait, that's 7, that's 3 scores. So same rule as like when we're up, if we get within a score, I will hop in. But we really can't get anything going against this Bears team. And obviously it's not user error because the computer can't do anything either. Oh, we scored. Can we stop them? No, we cannot. And there's no way we're coming back in 4 minutes. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get somebody defensively on that defensive line that can just cause havoc. So we play the Chargers next week, starting off 2-1. We did get a weekly award though. CJ Stroud threw 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's huge. But Justin Fields also got Offensive Player of the Week. We're going to see who there is that would be in reason for us to get. A first this year, a 5th this year, and a 2nd next year for getting Clark. I don't think that's terrible. We didn't lose too much. And that definitely helps out our defensive line. And, I mean, it's an easy cut one. But I think that's where I'm going to end this video off for today. We will start off next video facing the 0-3 Chargers. Are we going to start a losing streak or can we pick it back up? We'll see then. Remember, go like and subscribe to this video. Become a top 1 with me. That's all I've got to say. I'm not going to budge you too much on it, but come on. You know the right decision.